We're touring a home with tall ceilings and design upgrades everywhere, but it's the views in this home and the second floor balcony, the game room and the media room upstairs that really make it stand out. Stick with me for a great home tour. Now this is the Lynmar II plan with Drees Custom Homes. We're in a community called The Hollows, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know in this community that I've had multiple clients build in. Now this specific home for sale is over 5,100 square feet, has 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, a 3-car garage, an upstairs balcony, and we are for sale at just under $1.3 million. And as soon as you walk in through the front door, what I think really stands out about the Drees custom home vibe is everything is very open concept, and then you have luxury everywhere. That starts with these light fixtures that you see here in the main living area. You're gonna see tons of upgrades in the kitchen where we're gonna start, but I'm gonna try to do my best to capture what it's like to walk through the Lynmar II plan as much as I can, and that includes continuing to look up, because what you'll find with Drees is they put windows that bring in natural light everywhere. You get tall ceilings and then amazing design that forces your eyes to look up and really capture the beauty that's in this home. Now, my name's Raj Sahu. I'm a realtor in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 21 different builders. So I'm gonna give you the perspective of walking through homes just like this one. We're gonna get up to that upstairs second floor balcony, and then we're really gonna take in the beauty that's here in the community of The Hollows, which is in 2 suburbs outside of Austin, Texas, called Jonestown, Texas, and Lago Vista, Texas. Now, starting here in the kitchen, what my clients tell me they love about kitchens is a contrast in colors. And I think that's exactly what you see here in this kitchen, where they did a darker kitchen countertop. And then we have a lot of the fixtures in this kitchen as dark, like the dark faucet. You also see the pendant lights above the kitchen island as dark. And then I love how the backsplash brings all those colors together, where there's a lot of movement in the backsplash. And we have this backsplash going all the way up to the ceiling above this 5-burner gas stove top. Now, rest assured, we're gonna take a look at the pantry, but we'll also get outside. I'm gonna show you the patio. So if you are looking at moving to the Austin, Texas metro area, and you wanna be in a peaceful community, you wanna be surrounded by greenery, then wait till you see some of the shots that I have for you, because I've had clients in this community close that really wanted to be around the beauty here in the Austin metro. And when they found The Hollows, they just didn't want to look anywhere else. Actually, before I get distracted and go to the mud bench area, I want to actually show you the pantry is around the corner on this side. And what I think Drees does really well is in these forever homes, so many people are telling me they want more cabinet space. And here is a great option to put more cabinet space, both lower and uppers, and then you still get this spacious pantry size. And most would argue at 5,100 square feet, that's expected. But if you're asking yourself, well, what can I get at 4,000 or 4,500 square feet? You'd be surprised. Sometimes builders forget about some of these areas that people really value, like the pantry space. Like I just walked through a 4,000 square foot home, and the home was great. It had great windows, tall ceilings, but the pantry space was a little bit bigger than a linen closet. And one of my clients that was walking in said, absolutely not. Even if it's small, I still can't do this every day and keep my food there. So let me know what you think about that pantry space that we just saw. What my clients tell me they love about this plan is really the main living area being in the back of the home. So if you're on a private lot like this that backs up to great greenery, then I think it's really important to capture that greenery that's behind you, right? And I think this living room really does it. This fireplace provides a very cool accent piece that I think blends in with the rest of, it stands out on its own as a design piece, but it still blends in with the overall aesthetic that's here in the home. Now, what I think is smart, and this is where a lot of people tend to compromise, but you don't have to on this inventory home, is we have a floor outlet put in here for a lot of my clients that need recliners, you really have to run wiring then from the wall, because you're not going to dig into the floor and dig into the concrete to put in a floor outlet. So it's really something that has to do when they pour the foundation. Also, some great electrical upgrades. Like you see the electrical up there where you have an outlet, but you also get a white cap on the right of that outlet, and that's usually a conduit that goes down there. So if you have any devices that you want to put that you don't want to hang on this mantle above the fireplace, then you can usually hide the wires with that conduit. Now, there's still so much to see here, like the upstairs game room, media room. Like, you see that up there. There's that second floor balcony that we'll go to. But what I really want to get to is the outdoor area, because I think this is a big reason why people consider this area of the Hollows. Now, when I say we're in the Austin metro area, keep in mind, we're about 45 minutes to like an hour 15 to downtown Austin, depending on, traffic. And maybe even a little bit longer. Like 45 minutes is probably a little bit too, I don't think you can make it there in 45 minutes. It's probably more like an hour, over an hour, depending on traffic. But the reason why people move out here is because they want to get away from those urban areas. Now, if you still want to experience urban areas like that, I'm going to give you some developments that are happening in this northwest corridor of the Austin metro. But really what you're coming out here is for the peaceful serenity that's here in the Austin metro area west of downtown Austin. So that's where we are. We're in the Lago Vista, Jonestown area, which are two lake towns here in the Austin metro, and they're situated in the hills of west of Austin, Texas, but they're also situated right along the Colorado River. So even here in the middle of Texas, we got the Colorado River running through. It actually runs through downtown Austin and then goes west. And these towns really take advantage of the beauty that's here, but also the amenities that are here. So along the Colorado River, you got boating, you have so many events, you have fishing, you have I've gone jet skiing, and I'm not even an adrenaline junkie. So you have so many great places great things to do around here, but you can also do something like that. Now, that's the neighbors next door, so I don't want to take a look at it too long, but that's a really good idea of what you can do in your backyard here, because even though the grass ends, I don't know how many feet that is from this slab. I guess it varies because it's on a curve, but this lot goes even deeper beyond that grass. So if you want to do something like that, back there, you have some options depending on, if you can take down trees or whatever you have to get passed by the municipality. Now, you also have this great outdoor kitchen area. I believe that is for a built-in fridge that you could put there. And this is something that my clients tell me they absolutely want, because they're outdoor areas where they plan on spending a lot of time. That's why they're moving to the Austin metro area. And for a lot of my clients that are looking at this area, they tend to, fly in from, I feel like, everywhere. I've had clients look at this Hollows area from Hawaii, from Chicago, from New Jersey, but I've also had a lot of people, and I say it often, a lot of people from Seattle and California. And it's because the beauty of California and Seattle, I wouldn't say this is identical. Obviously, there's differences between this community and how Austin feels in general compared to those cities like San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, LA. But I think the vibe of being around greenery and hiking and biking and just being able to chill in your backyard, I think that's why the areas like this resonate so much with people who are moving here from the West Coast. And I think this also resonates with them, which is in the primary bedroom, it's massive. You get so many great windows off the back wall here. If there is privacy that you wanted between the neighbors, keep in mind a lot of these homes just closed recently. So for a lot of neighbors that want more privacy, they tend to plant their own landscaping in their backyard. Obviously, that will get them good privacy between them and their neighbor. But obviously, if your neighbor's really nice and you don't mind seeing them, then I think it's fine. You can leave that open. But a lot of options here, especially when you have quite a bit of land that's in a lot of land to build on. And if I didn't say it earlier, you can build these plans here in the Hollows at the time I'm recording this video. So lots of opportunities to build, or you have opportunities like this where you have this home that already has a door going to your outdoor patio, into your primary bedroom. And you can get this home as is, for a fixed cost. Now, when I say fixed, keep in mind with inventory homes and new construction homes, these homes are built brand new, but all the upgrades were pre-selected. And so even if this home was at a certain stage of construction where some of these things weren't installed, but they're already purchased, like that beautiful tile going up in a herringbone pattern all the way up to the ceiling, or the floor that's here, like the floor tile, these things, when they're selected, usually most builders are not going to reverse that. Again, depending on the stage of construction. But what I've found is if you build from scratch, with a lot of these builders, the structure of the home is not going to be customized as much as a true custom home, but a lot of the options that you can choose within the plan are options that many buyers have thought about previously. And so some of the structural upgrades that you can do on some of these homes is sometimes like adding a media room, or doing a freestanding tub rather than like a built-in tub. And for a lot of Drees plans, these things are already included. Obviously, it depends on the community and kind of what Drees is offering at that time, but Drees just tends to pile in as many of those upgrades that other builders would force you to add into the plan. Drees just tends to put them in their plans regardless. And so I tend to find if you're trying to have a lot of options to pick from, then Drees is one of those builders that tends to have a lot more options than most. Now, while we're here in the primary closet, I'll just quickly show you here on this side. It does wrap around. It's like an L shape, so you get a lot of room. And then that's actually going to be the utility room. So we'll get there when we go back into that area where I'll show you the mud bench and the garage. But I don't want to get you caught in a maze here while you're going through this plan with me. I've gone through this plan many times. It's actually a model home in 3 locations across the Austin metro area. And I think you can see why. Like, the structure of this home is amazing, but it allows for incredible design to be placed into the home. Like you saw that tile in a herringbone pattern going all the way up to the ceiling. You see also that same pattern on the floor. And then you get pretty much tile on all 4 walls in this massive walk-in shower. And lots of rain shower head, lots of shower heads, and I was trying to count them, and now I've realized it's 4. And it's because you got the handheld 2 shower heads that you typically see, and then a rain shower head. And then here's also another way to figure out how many shower heads there are, right? You need handles for all of them. And so you get a lot of room, a lot of options in here to shower for sure. What my clients tell me they love about these primary bathrooms, and by the way, this matters, right? You're going to be spending time here every day in here. And so I think what most people say is this window and being open to the rest of the bathroom is fantastic, because you feel like you're still a part of the bathroom while you're in this massive walk-in shower. And then also the small things really matter. And those small things, I think, in this primary shower are actually those 3 windows up there that are bringing in some natural light. And I try to point to these things because these are the things that you feel. I've had a lot of clients tell me, oh, this home felt much smaller than what I originally thought, right? Or based on the number that was given. I've also had a lot of people that tour Drees custom homes, and they say, wow, this home felt so much bigger than what I thought it would. And they always ask me, like, what is the difference? And the difference is usually ceiling height, windows, and design. You'd be surprised if you walk this same home without any lights on, how it would feel. It would feel different. I don't care what home it is. Obviously this home is amazing. It's like the showstopper for Drees. But still, when you turn the lights off, it will feel smaller. But when you turn the lights on, you see all these great design upgrades. Then you start to recognize all the natural light that's pouring into this home from all the windows. And then you see the ceiling height and some of these openings as you walk around. Everything feels bigger. And that's the grand feeling that I think a lot of people are looking for, especially at this square footage. And then functionally, functionally, this is what a lot of people look for as well, which is a utility room right off of that primary closet. So if you don't want to take your dirty laundry through your home to get to the utility room, you don't have to. That's the primary closet that we were just in, so you can pop in there. And then we have a 3-car garage. So this is going to be the 1-car carriage garage. So you see some tankless water heaters over there. That's going to be your sprinkler system. There's electrical box here, and those are going to be your tankless water heaters again. And then we have a 2-car side entrance garage, and I think we'll be able to look at that as well. Now, if I don't open up some of these doors, it's usually just because it's just like a linen closet in most cases. But if it's not, I apologize. Sometimes people get mad if I don't open up a closet door, which I can appreciate. You want to know all the details of these homes, right? In terms of the driveway, which we really didn't get to, right? There is a big driveway, and that's pretty typical in the 85-foot wide lot section here in the Hollows. So most of the lots are either on custom home lots or 85-foot wide lots or 60 or 65-foot wide lots. And that's most of the inventory that's here in the Hollows. And so that's where you don't really get too much starter home product. Starter home product meaning like under 2,500 square feet. I would say the majority of the homes, almost, if not almost all of them, would be well over that. And then that's where you get homes like this, like over 5,000 square feet. And this is a 2-car side entrance garage. That's why you have the long mud bench in here. Actually, I had my clients do this after closing, and then they were able to do built-ins like that and then kind of customize it to exactly what they wanted, which was nice. So, keep in mind, if you build from scratch, there are some things that we'd recommend that you do after closing, some things it's just best to do with the builder. Or if you hate making decisions or you don't want to wait for designing a home and building it from scratch, which can take months, then I think you can look at inventory homes like this. Let me know what you think about this light fixture. So just to orient yourself, this is going to be the dining room. This is why they have this light fixture here. So definitely what I would call a unique plan, but I've seen it so many times, I almost forgot it's unique. It's one of those things where I love touring this home as a model home. It really captures what I think you can get here in Austin and really Drees' quality. But I think this is fairly unique, where you walk in through the main door and then you have the dining room right here and living room in the back. Let me know what you think about that. And that's also why you have some more cabinetry right here. I love how they extended the backsplash in here as well, and then did glass inserts in here. So if you want to show off some things there, you do that. I think the lighting is great too. That water line is for a fridge that you can put in here as well. I like that wine rack that's there as well. Really can provide a cool design piece. Now, we'll get back to the front door and the study in a second. What I actually want to show you is right over here next, which is going to be what I find is one of the most emotional or highest emotional pulls of moving to the Austin metro area. And that is the secondary bedroom downstairs. So many of my clients tell me that when they buy these homes, they really care about this secondary bedroom size, because they're usually going to put either their parents here or maybe even grandparents if you're lucky, or they need another space because they're starting a family and they don't want to go up and down the steps at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning to a baby or something like that. So they want a room that has a bathroom close by, or something like this, like a kitchenette with a sink and a microwave. So if you need to wash your hands or warm up a baby's milk, or if your parents are staying in this room, they just need to get into their own space. They want to kind of feel like they're in their own space in your home. Then I think you really feel that here in this secondary bedroom down. And I would really call this a suite at this point. It's so massive. You really have that hangout area close to that kitchenette. You could obviously put a bed right behind me, close by to this bathroom. And so you do end up getting this in-suite full bathroom. Now, if you did want to, also you have a mud set shower. So if you wanted to use this for, you have your parents use this where you don't want them going in and out of a bathtub. Obviously, that's why they do the mud set shower, so they can step down. When I say mud set, they actually go into the concrete, so you can see there you're stepping down into the shower. So there's no lip like you would have on a acrylic pan. Although some acrylic pans are getting better. An acrylic pan is just that white lining on the floor rather than like an actual tile. And then this is definitely unique. You have access to the patio, which is great. So what I was saying earlier is you could use this for two reasons. You could have this for somebody elderly that you don't want going up and down the steps, or this could be a pool bath, right? So if you have an outdoor pool or something you're doing outdoors where you don't want people going in through your home, you just want them going right into the shower, then I think that serves as a fantastic pool bath. I think that's why Drees put that door there. Let me know what you think about this second bedroom down. For me, I think about my parents when I'm in my second bedroom down all the time. My parents are retired right now. And my wife and I also have a 3 and a 1-year-old. So we're in that sandwich generation. And I love it because, at this point in my life, by the way, this is the powder bathroom next to the stairwell. We'll head to the study next. What I was saying is at this point in my life, my goal is to provide, right? It's not only provide to my kids, to my wife, but also provide to my parents, right? And even though they're fine, they're retired, it's important for me to give back because my parents gave me an amazing childhood. They were great examples of how to raise a family and how to have a strong work ethic and really all the things that they taught me. And so when I see these second bedrooms down, it's such a dream builder for me because I want that for, my parents. And when they stay with us, they want to be around us and our kids. I think it's such a dream builder, and I think it's an underrated room in the house right now. But I think more and more builders are realizing they have to have it in these 2-story plans. You also have to have that. That's going to be a floor outlet right here in the study. I think they didn't close it off with doors because they preferred to keep this open. I think for some people in this community, some might work from home, but you have people that are also retired. I think of all walks of life that are moving to the Hollows. It's beautiful, but I think for Drees, from their standpoint, they wanted to keep that open because I think that shows well for people that just want to keep it open and occasionally want to work. And I think that floor outlet is key, obviously, because if you're plugging in a laptop or a computer, you don't want to run wires right to your walls. It's always a little bit more annoying when you have to do that. This is also another good example of windows, which is amazing. They just couldn't get away with one window here or two. They had to put 6, 3 slender windows that are long, 3 accent windows that are above them. Absolutely amazing. And so people come out to this area because it's peaceful, it's serene. Again, the homes are amazing. We're going to see there's a bedroom actually to my left, but I want to head to the game room, media room, and the balcony, which you can access from that bedroom over there. We're going to see that a little bit later. But I think also a big reason why people are moving out here is for the price point too. There is a community close by to this one, maybe about 10 to 12 minutes drive away. I was just there, and that community has amazing hills. It's called Treviso, and I just met with one of our clients that closed on a home that was over 5,500 square feet. And that community is great. I think it's got a different vibe. It's a little bit more active. It's got thousands of homes, not like the Hollows. That's a little bit different. But I think in that area, because of a few factors, the price point's a little bit more tough, right? It's a little bit more competitive, even in this market with things coming down. Whereas the Hollows, you still get great options like this. Like, take a look at this game room and the media rooms over there where they did a sliding door, which is amazing. But then you get all this square footage over 5,100 square feet backing to greenery, and we're under $1.3 million list price. Fantastic. And, I don't like to get into whether a price is amazing or not. Obviously, you need a deeper analysis on what your criteria looks like. What are the other options that you'd prefer? But I think generally speaking, this community's pricing is good for what you get, especially when you look at the amenities that are here, the hiking and biking trails, and then that beauty, right? That beauty factor. It is in multiple parts in Austin, like west of Austin, Texas. West of downtown Austin is probably one of the most expensive areas in Texas. It's because it's the rolling hills that are very close by to downtown. But then as you go through those hills and you go a little bit further west outside of downtown, you get those amazing areas like this that are still affordable, or relatively affordable, when you look at most cities of what you can get for forever homes. Now, that was a good look at the balcony. We'll go back out there when we take a look at the bedroom that also has access to that same balcony, but it also looks down into the patio. And I think that's actually one of the most important parts of that balcony. For some of my clients, they tell me they love the balcony, but will they get higher ceiling height in their backyard patio? And it's because they want high ceilings in their backyard patio. And in this plan, you don't really have to compromise there. The backyard patio has tall ceilings, and then they have that catwalk as the balcony, which gives you the best of both worlds. And this is also the best of both worlds. So you get this media room that is fairly closed in. You just get a couple of small windows on the right side, and that's because most people are going to turn this into a theater room, so they don't want a whole lot of light coming in here, and that's why you see so much wiring across this room. It's usually used for a media room experience. You also get a wet bar, so you have a sink on one side. And then how many fridges do you think you need in this house? Because that's the third opening that I see there that has a water line. And I always recommend the water line for this case because you're going to need ice. That's what that water line is used for. But I think for other areas, if you don't need ice, you don't really need that water line. But these are all things that you have to choose right when you're about to contract on a home. So if you decide to build from scratch, a lot of the options that you have to select are not just the floor plan and the lot that you want to build on, but the structural upgrades. So I alluded to that before where, some of these plans, you got to add like a media room or you got to add these things to it. Again, Drees works a little bit differently, but for a lot of these builders, the structural upgrades are tough to evaluate because when you spend a lot of money on structural, that leaves you less room for design. And you don't do the design upgrades until you're already under contract and you already have a deposit down with the builder. And I would say most builders work like that. Actually, almost all of them, to my knowledge, that I've worked with, require that deposit, a signed contract, before you actually get to the design studio. Now, this is where budgeting makes a lot of sense. I can't tell you how many times, once we narrow things down on we use Trello or ClickUp as our software platform where we lay out all of our options for our clients. So a lot of our clients call us, they're out of state or they're out of town. And when they're looking at the Austin metro area, they can't travel back and forth into Austin all the time. Right? It just doesn't make any sense. It's just not feasible. And for a lot of them, they appreciate the virtual tours that we do. So we can give, obviously I publish a lot of virtual tours on Texas Homes in general on my YouTube, but I keep a lot private. And so I give access to all my clients, a lot of those private videos that we're getting exclusively usually for them, so that when they come to Austin, they're more prepared. It doesn't mean you need to make a decision virtually, but I think I can't tell you how many times my clients have walked a home virtually and said, absolutely not. We don't like this part about it, this part about it, this part about it. And that saves us time. That's a home that we didn't have to drive to while we were here. Also, it kind of gives them a vibe of the community. Like there aren't that many communities where you can look out of a secondary bedroom and it's got this amazing view. And by the way, amazing views can be very surprising. Like take a look at my client's house that closed here that's actually for sale off market and is, I'll just say it's less in price than this home, but you have to reach out to me and then I can give you more details of it because it is off market, so I can't publicly state this information. But take a look at the views in their home.
So this is their game room upstairs, and they're in a cul-de-sac, so they do have neighbors next to them on the side that we're seeing these 4 windows. But because they're on the cul-de-sac and that home is tilted away from this home that we're in, you get this great view that looks all the way down the rolling hills that are here in this community called the Hollows. And then there's some great transom windows that are up top in the game room that we're going to see here in a second. And as you can tell, it's open to the second story in the main living area. You have sliding glass doors, you got windows everywhere. And this home is below 4,000 square feet, so the price point isn't as much as the home that we're touring. But I'll tell you this, if you want the full walkthrough, I'll put in the description of this video. And then also, if you want the price, again, reach out to me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. Happy to give you the details. Okay, back to the video.
Now, getting back into the video, we have so we saw a bedroom that was fairly private and had its own full bathroom. Each bedroom does have a bathroom either in suite or very close by. And then you got another full bathroom here off of the other bedroom that we just went through. And then we have a lot going on this side of the second floor. But I like how they have still another bedroom. So there's 5 bedrooms, so 2 bedrooms down, 3 bedrooms up, and this third bedroom is private from everything else. So we all know that we have somebody in our family or a guest that is going to be staying with us a lot. They need their own private area. Well, this is the perfect one for it. Now, when I say private, it does have its own access to the balcony. So, but you do have built-in blinds here. So if they still want to have privacy, you can do that. And what I was mentioning about this balcony is if you want to build this with a view, there are lots in the Austin Metro that have amazing views of hills, views of the river, Colorado River, views of everything. So if you want views, let me know. In fact, at the top of the description of this video, my website has exclusive access to all the lots that have amazing views, and I send usually an email every week or every other week with amazing lots that I'm touring. And that's usually what I'm doing, taking out my drone, I'm touring lots, I'm talking to builders, talking about what phases are coming up. Every single week, I'm talking to somebody new about what's coming up. And what I found is some builders don't want to talk about what's coming up. If they do, then they can't sell what's in front of them, right? And you know, look, they're in the business of making sales. They need to get buyers for these homes and get it. So they may not be as forthcoming with that data. But obviously with me, they want that information going out to all my clients. And so they don't hesitate to tell me what phases are coming up as soon as they announce it. And I've often found for my clients that really want a great lot, an amazing view, even in markets where it's slow, you still have to act fairly quickly or be prepared to act quickly, because some of those homes can sell, some of those lots can go fast, because even in a slow market, you'll still have a buyer that has a strong need to get that amazing view. And when a new phase opens up, sometimes it's only 1, maybe 2, 3 lots that have a view. And when I talk about views, like I'm going to keep featuring different homes in this video that my clients have closed on with amazing views, like you've seen them earlier. But if you want views like that out your front door, like the Hollows is definitely one of those areas. But let me show you one of my clients that also has an amazing view that just closed 12 minutes away from this home. Back to the video, we have so many windows everywhere. Like I mentioned 6 windows in the stairwell. It's actually 9. So you have windows on the side there. And when you get to this top of the landing, I'm really trying to show you what it's like to be here, right? Like you have a view of the hills off the front of your home. And then you get that second floor balcony, and I'm shooting this in the middle of winter, so it's not maybe as green as it normally would, but you get windows off the back of your home, and then you get 9 windows up the side of your home, providing so much natural light. And I think this is a big reason why people look at the Austin metro area. And so that if that's you, reach out to me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. Just text me introducing yourself or give me a call. But usually text is best to start before we get on a call, and just introduce yourself. Let me know your name and that you want to chat. If you have anything that you want to share about your criteria, definitely let me know. And I'm happy to tell you on that call different experiences my clients have had in these different areas across the Austin metro area. But most importantly, I want to get to know a little bit more about you and what you're trying to do the criteria that you have for your home and your location. And even if you're early, you don't have a lot of that information yet, don't worry. I can ask some questions and really get to know what you're trying to do, and then we can get you started on your path to finding a great home. And even if it's early, I've had clients that I've worked with for 1 to 3 years, and they didn't expect to be on market for that long, but that's okay. These are big purchases, and you should never feel rushed into just getting into something. Now, if you want more information on this home that's priced under $1.3 million, again, text me, introducing yourself. I can definitely get you the info. And then at the top of the description of this video, I do have different lots that I can share with you of where you can build across the Austin metro area. Now, finally, if you want to see one of my clients' homes that closed in this community, go ahead and click right here. And as always, I hope this helps. Take care, everyone.